Warning: the following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. This video contains explicit language and will include profanity. Your discretion advised due to strong language. Enjoy Elise Podcast.
When you start drinking and steady to climb, the funnels of life ain't helping. You got good friends, you keep you out of trouble. The best ones are still drinking with you. And there's no good reason why. Alcohol judgment just don't mix. Alcohol judgment just don't mix. Alcohol judgment just don't mix. Alcohol judgment just don't mix.
Cool. There we
It's
go.
happening. It's
Nothing,
happening. We're here now.
nothing much. How are you?
Nah, man, I'm doing good, brother. It's here. It's time.
Welcome. Welcome to the show, finally.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to do this for I think it's been 3. I found a message for 2023, April 2023 when we were texting.
That sounds, yeah. It's everything's a blur, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Paul Hamm. Is it okay if we go by your full name?
You can call me whatever you want, man. I
Welcome,
appreciate
Paul
it.
Hamm. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Paul Hamm to the show, to the podcast. This guy's man. So this guy is let me see. What did you teach me? You taught me a lot, but I can't think of. Not only did you teach me, you taught me a lot, like how to be spiritual without actually having to be like in people's faces. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like you taught in your own way. Like I remember. So here's my experience with you. I remember first meeting you. Do you remember the first time we met?
Yeah, we were in a Dominos orientation, and you were able to do the sauce perfectly, and I got pissed because I couldn't do it.
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Nah.
Well, the problem is, I think I told you I'd worked at a pizza place before, so I kind of knew the ropes, but I never did delivery before until with you, and we went on like a ride along with the manager at that Domino's. It was me and you, and remember, and I hit a car.
Oh yeah, you did. You did.
I was like,
That's right.
bro, I'm gonna get fired my first
On
fucking
your-
day.
You're gonna get fired on your day off. That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, were they? I don't even remember how it happened. I remember I was in the back seat. Oh, that's tough. It was a great experience. It was a great training experience.
Well, see, what
learned a
happened.
lot.
I remember with you, what had happened was, you would talk to me a lot, and I was like not trying to I was just trying to just do my own thing, and maybe I came off as I didn't want to, I really didn't want to talk to anybody. I would just want to do, but you kept asking me questions, and so I was like talking to you, but it's one of those things where like you beat me into being your friend. Like I was just like I was just trying not to meet any friends. I was trying, but you were like asking me, and I remember one of the things that happened was we were done with the day and we're writing down our paperwork or whatever. Let me turn on the side real quick.
Yeah, you good.
And so at the end of our day, what happened was we were writing down our information and we we're putting down our emergency contacts. And I put down, and that's when you were like, wait a minute, I know her. And I was like, this motherfucker. What do you mean you know her? But I was playing it cool. Like, you know what I mean? It ended up being like, I forgot what it was. You were trying to get at her or something like that back in the day or something.
All right. First of all, let me explain myself. Mind you, I remember. Okay, so the specifics of the day, it was February, and I remember that because I left class early. I was in college. I was taking Spanish, and my interest, now wife, girlfriend at the time, I was like, just started talking to her. So I need to preface that. So if she sees this, like, wait a minute, who are you chopping at?
Well, that's another thing too, is that you were, I mean, this was like, I remember knowing you before you had met your, cause I'm aware of who your wife is. And I remember when you started dating her back then. And I know that's why I'm saying this, cause this was definitely before all that. So
okay. Got to put the disclaimer out there real quick.
Right. No.
Yeah. So I remember her because I was an affiliate of Sam's Club. I was the guy that, I think the company was called Advantage. I'm not sure, but I gave out samples That was my job, and worked for Sam's Club. And this was back in 2011. I'm talking dreads, peak stoner. I'm about to have some surgeries coming up. I got issues, and I was just a mess. And the only reason I didn't get fired from that job was only by the grace of God, because you have never met a gentleman who is bad at giving out samples until you meet this guy. I was terrible at that job. I was terrible. I didn't want to be there. My hips was hurting. I was always like standing. I had to sit. This is like, well, my surgery was in December, so I was there seasonal. So that's how that happened.
No, but it was all. It turned out, and from that situation, like you were just so Sam's Club. I worked at Sam's Club with her. That's how I met her. And then you had, it was crazy to me that you had worked at Sam's Club, and I might have seen. I was there. I was working. I started working there in 2010. So I was there, dude. So we probably rubbed shoulders, bumped shoulders. We walked past each other. Didn't even know. But we were there together. And then on top of that, Dominos. And then later on, what had happened was you worked at I thought that this is like a fever dream to me. I was at, when you worked at Sam's Club you worked at Costco with us.
Yeah.
Which is like, I swear to God, like, I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember little interactions where like we're bullshitting and stuff, and I'm like, no way, because you come in all the time and you shop, so it's like it kind of like blend together. But so you're all through my fucking world. Through ever since I moved to San Diego, you've been just all through my world. So
I'm just following you around, man.
I know, but then now it's like, as time goes on, shit, that was what 12, 13 years ago. So like, time is like is definitely.
What is time?
It's going.
That was 12 years ago. You're right.
It's crazy.
When I saw you at Costco, that was in 2019, because I was working at a 24-hour fitness, and I was just trying to get some extra money, and I was a merchandiser. Once again, another job I was terrible at, awful. And you were in the, I don't know what department you worked. You were in the back, and but you were there during the day and you stocked stuff. And I saw you, and I was like, yo, and I remember I said your name, and you were like, oh, no one calls me that. Like, okay, cool. My bad. You even delivered pizza to me one time when you was at Pizza Hut.
I did.
Yeah.
And I remember, that's another thing we almost did together. Because I remember I don't know if it was that situation where you had walked in, but you're like, hey, bro, give me a job here. And I was like, cool. Yeah. And I told my manager about you, and she was like, down. She's like, is he like you? I go, he's like me. She goes, I'll give him an interview. And I remember they're trying to get a hold of you, and they couldn't get a hold of you or something. But that would have been crazy. We would have worked 4 jobs together.
It's you like the fever dream, or just like my life in general. This sounds like kind of stupid to say, but I'm able to. I know where I was in life by like certain events, I guess, like the Domino's interaction, Costco. I remember I got COVID before we knew it was COVID, because I had the worst flu I ever had in my life, like that November, and that was in 2019. And once Olivia was born, my oldest, everything just became just a blur. It still is a blur. And it's almost like I know I'm here, but God is my whole life, he's just put me where I need to be, that I don't even know where I am sometimes. I'm just, wherever I am, that's where my ministry is. The ministry is where you are. This patient said to me one time, and that's just stuck with me. This is where I am now. Does that make sense?
I get it. Like, I can relate.
I ramble, guys. I apologize. I ramble.
No, you're good, man. This is perfect. You ramble for this. We need ramblers.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that, I can relate mainly to the kid part. Like, my son was born. My oldest was born in March of 2020. We were having him in the hospital the weekend they shut everything down. So it was like we went in, we didn't have to wear masks, and by the time we got left that weekend, we had to wear masks, and that was the beginning of all the mask fever. All the mask chaos. They couldn't have they couldn't find enough masks. They couldn't make them fast enough. Remember that when it was like the very beginning when you couldn't get a mask.
Yeah.
And
I
then
remember. Oh yeah, go on. I'm sorry, my bad, brother.
no, but I can relate to that because my son just turned 5 early this month, so
Happy birthday.
thank you. But ever since then, it's been like you're saying, like especially with like stuff like that, like scheduling stuff, where it's like, I'll hit you up, man. You can't do it. Like me and you were trying to do this at a certain point. Oh, you can't do it next week. Then we'll figure it out next. Like we'll figure it later. And then like a year passes, and then it's like it just time just goes away. You know what I mean?
And that's why I rock with you, man. Like we're both in that stage now where, and I can only speak for men because I'm a man. The way we operate as friends, I won't see you for however long, and then I'll see you, and it's like I just saw you the other day. That's what's so dope. And another quote I love: "What's understood doesn't need to be explained." You're a dad. You're married. You're working. You don't have to explain to me that, hey, I can't hang out today because it's my one day off or I got stuff going on. Okay, brother. Like, I've had some friends who've taken it personal that, oh, you never come around. Oh, we're not as close as we used to. Like, brother, like I got life going on right now. Like this. Actually, no, even if it sounds negative, I hope you're doing the same. Like, are you living your life? Are you doing stuff? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not at your beck and call anymore. And as we get older, man, I'm starting to really understand the old people. They don't care. Like, they really don't. Like, I'm going to treat you with respect. You're my boy. But at the end of the day, Joey, I'm not rubbing on your leg at night. You dig? I'm rubbing on my wife. You feel me? And vice versa. Like, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Like, it's...
Right.
Yeah, man, I got material for you, man. Just ask away. I got some stories.
Yeah. No, but that's kind of my point. Is what I'm saying is in the beginning, that first day we met at the training of Dominos, training to deliver. I remember thinking of you like, who the fuck is this guy? But it's crazy. It went from that to like you are one of my like greatest friends I've met in the last 15 years. You know what I mean? Or like,
thanks, man.
Like you're saying, like when I see you, it's cool. Like everything's cool. Like there's never been like a, something that made me feel slighted by you or anything. I just always
animosity.
Yeah. And even then what's crazy is in that year we worked together, that first year we worked together at Domino's, you became my manager. And you were like the dopest fucking manager ever.
Oh,
one time, a buddy of mine was driving from Atlanta. No, excuse me. He lives in Alabama, in Montgomery, Alabama, and he was out there and he drove with his wife out here. And he's like, "Hey, yo, I can only be in town for like 30 minutes. Like I can only talk for 30 minutes. Can you meet up?" And I was working with you, and I said, "Hey, bro, I was taking a lunch. I go, is it cool if I take an hour lunch?" And you were like, "Go for it." And I'll never forget that. Like I was able to come home. I lived right here, so I could see him. We hung out for a little bit, and I went back and I delivered pizzas for you. But it was like,
this is the same spot you live in now, like down the street.
Well, this was like 2013, back when you were managing, and remember my apartment? I live right here. I live like kind of by your parents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You still live there now?
I still live there now. Yeah. We moved to another apartment in the complex, but I don't live in that same apartment anymore. But I live in another one. It's a 2-bedroom now because of the kids. So, but yeah, I live in the same apartments.
Nice. Okay. Now, I don't remember that, but when I became a manager, I remember there was this guy, bad teeth, bad breath. He was the training guy. What's his name? His name was Jay.
Yeah, he had long hair.
Did he?
He had long hair?
No, he had like a faux hawk, bro. And he had, I don't like to talk bad about people, but I'm gonna tell the truth, shame the devil. He had a very pompous attitude. Like he thought he was like God's gift, and he wasn't. And I just remember when training to be a manager, he was like telling me like, "So are you sure you want to do this? Because you're not very impressive, but we need people." That's like kind of like the vibe he was giving me, hand to God. And I was like, "Yeah, man, whatever. I need the money. I'm not doing anything." But I say that because I was one of the worst, like statistical managers ever. But I made up for that by being personable with people, because I believe to this day that if you see me do anything and everything for you, if I ask you to do like, hey, do you think you can do this for me real quick? Like, you know what, Paul, I got you because you actually care about me. I care about you because, bro, this is pizza for real.
Right.
It's pizza. They're going to get their food. And I get it. It's livelihood. You got to work, but just life in general. Like, it's going to get done. Spend time with your friends. Spend time with your family. I don't really believe in regrets, but I do regret not having a better relationship with my older brother who passed. Because I was always working. I was always too busy. I didn't take those times like, hey, can I take 30 minutes? And yeah, I could have said no, but I'm like, brother, like, what? Dude, go ahead. It's fine. Oh, I don't care if we have a late delivery, whatever. This is, you earned my trust and respect. I trusted you. Like, yeah, he's good. Go ahead. I don't, like, it's just pizza.
And I think that's why I like you so much is that you kind of maybe that's what it is. Your attitude is very, in the beginning you could seem a little like, and at least from my impressions in the beginning, you could seem a little like pushy, but now that I gotten to know you, it's like I miss that.
Thanks, man.
I miss you, bro. It's good to hear from you.
You too, man. Like you're one of the hardest workers I ever met, and you never BS'd me. You always kept it a buck. You probably don't remember, but we had a couple of disagreements at work because you felt like I was supposed to do something a certain way, and you were right. And I admitted, like, yeah, you're right, man, but I can't do that. And because what I think the context of it was like a delivery that was passed when we closed, but they placed it like 3 minutes before we closed. And you want to leave. We had to close. You were pissed. And I took the order and you're like, that's effed up. It's like, I know, and you're right. And I will give you an extra run for it because you're right. I'm sorry. yeah. So
No, man, I'm bad. Just at the end of the night, you're cranky. My bad.
No, dude, what? Brother, it's 1:00 in the morning. Why are you ordering pizza? Go to bed.
Nah, dude. And not to be, I mean, just to be real, I've done that before. I've definitely done that.
We all have. Like, come on. Like,
so it's just like karma, So I wasn't feeling it that night, but it was definitely karma or whatever.
Dominos, man. What 12, that was 2000. Yeah, 12 years. Mm-hmm. I'm doing Dominos on the side right now, man.
Damn. How is it? How is it now?
You know what, brother? I'll tell you this. I've worked at so I got hired February 2013. I've had an off and on relationship with Dominos for like 12 years. I've worked at La Mesa and all their little franchises a few times, helping out here and there. I worked at Santee, Mast, Boulevard, and then my second biggest time was at El Cajon Broadway. And that's where I realized that, oh, wait, El Cajon is meth central. No idea. There was a couple of workers that were functioning addicts. And I grew a lot at that Domino's. I grew a lot at El Cajon as a person because in my faith walk, by no means am I perfect, but I've always held myself to a standard, just as living, like try to do the right things, try to be a good person, and don't fake the funk. Like if you suck, then just suck. Like, hey, I suck, right? When I started working at that Domino's, I was able to see what real healing looks like. And what I mean by real healing was people trying to do better, who don't know how, who don't have that not only faith backing, but even like friends and family backing. They're just out here winging it. And I didn't understand that because I was like, okay, well, if you want to be better, mind you, I'm like at the height of my drugs and alcohol, but I never brought it to work. I'm better than you. It was awful, terrible, terrible way of thinking. I was thinking that Domino's was beneath me, like I'm so much better than this. And this one lady, I'll never forget, she said to me that it's okay that you feel that Domino's is not the end, but for some of us, this is the only thing we have. Well, she told me that she lost her son in a custody battle and that she was a recovering addict and that Domino's was the only place that gave her a chance. And when she told me that, it was like that spiritual conviction of like, oh, wow, like that's awful. You're an awful person and you need to repent. You need to ask the Lord to forgive you. You need to ask these people to forgive you and you need to be better. So Domino's El Cajon, I learned how to be a better minister. Fast forward to now, I'm working at Domino's here in Lake Murray, and it is the first Domino's I worked at where it's run properly. Like protocol, 5 stars across the board. And it's weird because I'm coming from the Wild West and I'm no longer the big fish in this little pond anymore, which is nice. I'm in the background, but I kind of miss the dysfunction. I miss a little bit of the dysfunction. So, yeah, that's my Domino's, man. I don't want to work at Domino's. I don't want to do that. But it's helping the bills. I've made some bad financial decisions, and I'm paying for them, literally. And this is helping. This is, I don't want to say atonement, but it's definitely, it's a learning experience. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm learning here. Maybe I'm not supposed to learn anything. Maybe I'm just learning how to just be present. I'm learning how to be present now. I don't know how to be present.
That's really good. That's really good. That's a really good story. I like that awareness that you have. Sometimes you just need to, like, I have that. I can relate. Like, I can relate to that same thing where sometimes you just need to get your head out of your ass. That's what I call it. Like, sometimes you got to get your head out of your ass. Sometimes, kind of like what you're talking about that one night, like with me. Like I do that a lot where I get in these situations where it's like, nah, man, like what the fuck? But it's like, dude, put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where I don't do that often. I have to stop and think like, wow, yeah, I need to put myself in their shoes. And then I feel like you said, I feel like a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's Domino's. So you work at Domino's Lake Murray? How long have you worked there?
Jesus, for about like 5 months now. I just do the weekend gig. It's cool, like cool people, cool little extra money. The one by Albertsons?
I used to work at that one. Right when COVID hit, I worked there for like a year. Kevin,
nice.
Kevin lives right there. He used to go in there all the time. Remember Kevin?
Yeah, big Kevin, right?
He's married now. Right there. He has a house right there across the street.
Look at him with a house.
Yeah, right there. It was like right around COVID, and he went in there, and I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And all the guys back there were like, "Dude, this is my boss. This used to be my boss at the other Domino."
And Kevin's like, "Yeah, hi, Kevin Garcia."
Who runs that store now?
So the main manager, it's I don't think you know him, but it's a gentleman named Brian, and I don't know it. I know them now, but I don't know anybody there. Like I haven't seen not one familiar face. Because Domino's is a small market of like you're gonna run into somebody somewhere, everywhere. But yeah, I don't know anybody there. But it's run efficiently. Like it's efficient. Honestly, the only thing I really bring to the table there is like I understand the system. I understand Domino's. Like I get it. Like I get what's happening. Your labor is high. Okay, cool. I don't have to clock in. That's fine. I'll go take a nap. I work overnights at the hospital. So when they say like, hey, do you think you just hang out in your car a little bit? We don't, or labor's high. Cool. I'm gonna go take a nap. Like what? You want to talk about perspective, man? My job at the hospital is called patient transport. And I take people, I'm like an in-hospital Uber. And I take people to their appointments. Sometimes I got to pick up, they call them expired patients. And there's been a few times I've gone to work, brother. The wife and I will get into it about some, just being couples, just not liking each other. The kids getting on my nerves. Sometimes you're not going to like your kids. Kids getting on your nerve. And then I'll go to work and I'll see some stuff. And I'm like, okay, everything's all right. Call the wife like, hey, you're right. I'm wrong. I love you. I'm sorry. Because I think everybody should just take time, kind of reverting back. Everybody needs to just take time and just put things in perspective. Like that term health is wealth is so real. It's so real. Like I got maybe I'm kind of busted right now. My money's going to rent. Thank God I got money to pay rent. But brother, I would much rather be busted with my health than rich with tumors all over my body, with a brain bleed. Like, homie, people get into car accidents. I had to put a young man in the morgue, 23 years old. What were we doing at 23? Working at Dominos. Like what are we talking about right now? Like what are we really tripping on? Not to undermine our issues, but what are we really tripping on? Like, I don't know, man. In the grand scheme, like what really matters? You know, that's been the theme of this year. Yeah. So once again, perspective, man. Perspective.
You know, that's interesting. I like that perspective. The thought of perspective gets us. I call it getting your head out of your ass. Just sometimes you just got to get your head out of your ass.
And I got a big one, so takes a lot of pulling to get out, brother. Nah, man. God.
Oh man. So did you grow up in San Diego?
I did. We moved down here when I was 4. We lived in Vallejo, California. My dad worked on the naval shipyard, Mare Island. They shut it down. We moved down here when I was 4, and we lived in Lemon Grove, like the heart of Lemon Grove, right by the. I don't know if you're familiar with Lemon Grove, but right by the St. John's Catholic Church off Broadway.
Is that Charlie's right there? Charlie's?
Yep, Charlie. Yeah, right over there. We live right over there. Washington Street, that big hill leading to the church. I remember they were the freeway wasn't even built yet. The 125 wasn't even built yet. Yeah, that's I spent a lot of my stomping grounds in Lemon Grove. Even though I went to a private school from like the grade of from preschool to like half of 5th grade, I went to Mount Airy Christian Academy. That was located literally down the street from Lincoln High School. So you got a bunch of Baptist kids with older brothers who are in Lincoln Park Bloods. So that was a fun experience. Then mom takes me out middle 5th grade and I go to Lemon Grove Avenue, Golden Avenue, Lemon Grove. Lived there. We moved to like El Prado Avenue, which is right by Massachusetts Charlie Station, next to a U-Haul and keg and bottle. And then went to Mount Miguel High School in Spring Valley. That's when I started getting familiar with the Spring Valley area. And we didn't move to where my mom and dad live now till my sophomore year in high school. So that was in 2005. 2005. And I should have gone to Helix, but I didn't want to because I was in ROTC at Mount Miguel. So I stayed there. Should have went to Helix, stayed at Mount Miguel. So yeah, man, I'm a Southeast kid through and through. One of my favorite quotes is rapper Sue Surf. He says, "You could be from the hood, but not of the hood." I was around a lot of hood situations, a lot of hood activities, a lot of hood people, but I was never a hood kid. But I was there, you know, like I was a square, man. I was a Carlton. That was me. But Lemon Grove, man, Southeast. That's me through and through.
I thought you
now I live in
the Helix.
No, dude. I was supposed to. You see the house. I lived right there. But like I said, when we moved in 2005 to that house, we moved from El Prado Avenue, which is, like I said, right by Massachusetts Charlie Station and the U-Haul. And you could get to Mount Miguel in about like a 5-minute drive right there. And you're going to laugh, but I knew I was black, but it wasn't until I got to high school where I realized I was black, you know? Like, because in middle school, you know, Lemon Grove Middle, you got a bunch of inner city Southeast kids. We're all hanging out, whatever, being friends. And then you get to high school and people start clicking up.
Mm-hmm.
They start clicking up. And I played football, so I was with all the black kids. Like, oh, wow, I'm black. This is great. Oh, BET 106 in Park. Yeah, I watch that sometimes. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've seen Friday. Yeah. Just, it's I realized I was like, oh wow, I'm black for real. Like, no, like I didn't know, dude. Like I was raised in church. Like I was around black church. That's what I knew. But I didn't know. I'm gonna use this term. I didn't know I was a nigga. I didn't know that. Like I was like, so yeah, man.
That's cool. I mean, that's crazy how it was that late. For me, it was sixth grade. I had this black friend named Anthony. We used to do everything. He taught me about like everything hip hop. I didn't know shit about hip hop till then. Like, he taught me about Ice Cube and all that shit. I remember one morning I went over in sixth grade. I saw him talking to this other black kid that I kind of knew.
Yeah.
And I went over there, like, just normal. But that other kid was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you don't belong here. And I'm like,
what?
That was my first, like, what's going on here? So I just walked away, like, I don't understand. But it was that situation where it was just like they were clicking up. And it was like, he took it as like only us and I didn't belong. But we're kids, dude. So it was like I took it to heart. But that was my first experience with it, sixth grade. And then as I got older, that's when I was like, oh, okay. So some people just want to be with their own. Some people don't. You know what I mean?
No. So all right. So my white wife, right? West Hills, California wife. We were just having we got biracial kids. So these conversations are gonna come up. We're going to talk about these things. And I was just talking to her. I was like, yeah, like I had racial experiences. I had prejudice experiences, but I never played the victim. My parents raised me that way for one. And both of them grew up in the segregated South. My dad's birth certificate says colored, which is kind of cool, but that's just a piece of history. So you'll never catch me, for the most part, playing victim. Like, I'm going to pick myself up by my bootstraps. I'm going to be a good human. I'm going to be the best representative of Christ as a Christian that I can be. However, there has been times where I was reminded, oh, I'm black. Because naively, I'll get caught up in like, hey, I'm being a good guy. I'm being a good person. I just had experience at work, a racial experience. And yes, I'm aware that I'm a black man, but I'm reminded. I was like, oh, that's right. Like there's some people out there that don't really like me. And sometimes it's hard to wrap my head around because once again, naively speaking, I'm treating you with respect. I'm treating you with the love of Christ as best as I can. And I know the Bible says that they will hate you because they hated me first. I'm very aware of that, but it still catches you off guard. So how this all relates, when I got to high school, I was around the other side of black people that didn't go to church every Sunday, that their parents were unable to get them out of certain living situations. Because I remember apartment complex that we lived in, we had neighbors who were gang members. And I remember playing outside and getting into fights with them, and their brothers would make them fight until they won. So here we are fighting, they gang banging, whatever. And I was just around it. But my mom and dad had the foresight and the money to get us out of that situation. So I grew up a bit sheltered, to be real. I'm all over the place, but even like my first like white friend, we played football together. I was 9, and he invited me to his house a few times, and like I'd never been in a 2-story house before, or that I can remember. Like, oh, wow, you got video games in your living room and your room. Wow, this is crazy. This is how the other half lives. And I remember they invited the whole team to like a pool party. Their grandparents lived in like old money La Mesa, rich La Mesa. I remember his grandma coming up to me and saying like, oh, you're the really fast one, huh? Like, yeah, I am. I didn't get it at the time. I'm like, oh, she's just being nice, whatever.
Right.
And their pool house was the size of our apartment. And I remember going home from the party, kind of sad because like I'm leaving all this fun and my friends and my teammates. And we get to our apartment and we open the door and we can see our whole apartment. You could see my room. You could see my parents' room and the living room, all one big room, and the kitchen. We just went from a mansion to this. And that's when not even a black and white thing, but that's when I realized like, oh, we live different. He's my friend, but we live different. I get to high school like, oh, I'm black, but there's different levels. We're all black, but there's different levels to our experiences here.
Right.
And I was just explaining that to my wife, who has never had those experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's something that is very real. I'm dealing with the same thing with my wife because my wife is Mexican. I mean, she was born in Mexico, but she was raised here her whole life. But she's barely getting, like, she doesn't go to Santee, but she wants to go to Santee because she likes all the shops that they have. So she goes to Santee. I'm like, be careful. And she gets in the situation. She's like, what's good? Like, same thing. They're making her, she is constantly reminded that she's Mexican. It's like you could live your whole life not knowing if you live in your own bubble. But once you get out in the real world and you get out there, people start to, same thing with me. It's like when it comes to, Mexicanism, or what do you want to call it? Whatever you want to call that. But basically the same thing, like if I have no facial hair, people will think I'm white, but it's the mustache. Like people, boom, he's Mexican.
Just come up and start speaking Spanish to you?
Well, it's from both sides. So it's like, white people will usually, Anglo-Saxons, they'll usually, they'll say a little something, which is, sometimes they try to be nice. Like one of the things that kind of like, I don't take offense to it, but it's just like, when people come up to me and say Happy Cinco de Mayo, it's like, I don't, I don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they, I think that's not even the real Mexican Independence Day.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually September 15th, but still, it's just a reason for people to drink. But when people tell me that, it's like, thank you. But it's like, what do you call it? It's like racism, but it's not that bad. It's just like, they're reminding you. And it's just like, okay. But, what was I going to say? Oh, and then also I get it from Mexicans too, because I don't speak Spanish. And my legal name. My legal name is Jose. And so like when I used to have like my name Jose on a name tag, and I go out somewhere, instantly people try to speak Spanish to me.
I'll just start going off.
And then when I try to be like, I don't speak it, and I try not to be disrespectful. I try to be respectful, like I'm sorry, I don't speak it. But they get mad that I don't speak it, and they'll instantly just like ignore me and like walk away, So there's that.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's just, I get it from both sides, from the Mexicans and the whites. But it's fine. It's honestly something that like I try not to be a victim either. I try to play the whole like, hey, that's why I go by JJ basically. It just kills that whole conversation where it's like, is he, isn't he? Some people think I'm Indian. Some people think I'm, so like, it's just, I'm just like something to them. I'm not white.
Some of the, and you say so I have a good friend of mine. He's Mexican and white, does speak Spanish. His mom, forget my ignorance. His mom is like full, like Mexican. Like she speaks English, speaks Spanish. She is your prototypical Mexican wife, like cooking, cleaning, Spanish speaking, taking care of the whole house. Every party he's ever thrown, she's the host, taking care of everybody, right? And then his dad is white, regular white guy. They're like my second parents, but my good friend, same issues. And I didn't know that was real until I heard you guys talk about it. And then even the black community, brother, and I'll die on this hill, some of the worst people I've met in my life were black people in the church. Some of the meanest, rudest, nastiest people I've ever met. And it blows my mind because we all, I don't care who you are. I know, we could be loners. We like to be by ourselves. That's cool. Recharge our social battery. But everybody innately wants to be a part of something. So once again, naively thinking, I believe in God. You believe in God. I'm black. You're black. Let's be friends. No, these people suck. You know how many times? And first of all, Let me fix my camera. I love black women. Black women are beautiful. I have no problem with black women. Don't discriminate against black women. My wife was the one who gave me a shot. That's who became my wife. That's what it is. But I can't tell you how many times I have tried to talk to black women in the church, and I was corny. I was lame. I was whitewashed, which I hate that term. What does that mean? What is your definition of black if I'm whitewashed? That's the stupidest thing in the world. You're whitewashed. Okay, so what am I supposed to sound like?
Damn.
Right? No, like I hate that. And I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're white. I don't care what you are. When you say that, I'm going to meet you with resistance. Because what does that mean? Like, oh, I'm whitewashed. Like, okay, so what's your definition? What am I supposed to sound like? They never have an answer because that's ignorant. So when I'm around, that's what led to, I mean, a lot of things led to my walk with God. Because remember, Joe, there is religion and relationship. Religion sucks. Throw religion out the window. It's a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. That's my thing. When people ask me, hey, what do you believe in? I believe Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins, rose on the third day, left his spirit down, and the only way to get to the Father is through him. So if that classifies me as a Christian, whatever. You don't need to be baptized. You don't need to do communion. You don't need to do all those things. You can if you want to. But the first and most important thing is that you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. That's it. I didn't develop that relationship until I stepped away from church because I got hurt so bad. Church hurt. You'll hear it all the time. Like, I'm thinking that the community of people, especially the black community, and you guys are the worst to me. And then when I step off and do my thing, I'm a sellout now. I'm Uncle Tom. I'm a coon. You'll never catch me saying anything bad about black people. I love my people. I love everybody. And of course, I have an affinity towards people who look like me because you look like me. I get it. I don't even know where I was going. I just went on a rant. But just my relationship with God, it started because of church hurt. And I'm so happy that happened. Because when I talk to people about the Lord, when I talk to people about their in ministry, whatever, do you have a relationship with Jesus? I don't care what you believe in. Do you have a relationship with Jesus? That's the most important thing, brother. And it took hurt to get there. I don't want I'm just going to say it, like, my biggest prayer I say to God all the time is, God, you don't ever have to bless me again, just as long as my kids love you more than I do. And there's so much, I'm getting emotional, there's so much weight behind that because the love that I have now, it took a lot of pain to get there. It took a lot of heartache. Like, that's why I am so friendly with people as yourself and others, because I know what it's like to be by myself, to be alone, to not be loved, to not be seen. Hey, I see you. You're my friend. You're my brother. I'm here for you if you need me as best as I can. Like, Jesus helped me. He can help you too. So, yeah, I'm off my stool, man. I just want my kids to love the Lord more than me, because I know if they love God more than me, I know they'll be okay. I know they'll be all right. But the cost to get there, like, what a cost. That's all, man.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's hard, and I've heard that too. Where, I mean,
that was heavy. My bad, brother.
No, that's crazy. I think that's why we're so like, I don't know, there's like this connection between us, because I feel the same way with Mexicans in a certain sense, where, I mean, I'm not as religious as you, or I don't believe in, I do believe in Jesus Christ and faith, but I don't like religion. I don't like to go, you know what I mean? I don't like to do that stuff.
Me neither.
but no, yeah, obviously, but no, it just, with me, I'm supposed to be. That's the thing too. Is that's a lot of things people will tell me. Kind of like, maybe kind of goes with yours, maybe not. But people will ask me, what kind of Mexican are you? Because I don't speak Spanish. I'm like, the ones that don't speak Spanish. But that's the thing, is like, I'm people think I'm like half white, half Mexican. No, I'm 100% Mexican, don't speak Spanish. So that's like a big slap in the face to all these Mexicans out there, like, where they're like, or not, most of them are cool, but a lot of them can be, a lot of the old school ones are very like racist when it comes to, like, I'm not, in their eyes, I'm not Mexican at all. Like, at all. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm not. I'm American, but they don't see me as Hispanic or anything. They just, like, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm just gonna live my life. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not gonna prove myself to you. I don't need to be what you want me to be. But and if I have to be there's a word for that. It's called pocho in Spanish. It's called pocho. A Mexican who doesn't speak Spanish, or a supposed Mexican who doesn't speak Spanish, and they will treat you differently for that. And pocho is a bad word. So if you hear that word, that's a bad word. Like it's meant to be like a bad word to somebody.
Yeah.
Shit of somebody.
The ultimate insult. Okay.
Or it's an insult. Yeah. I mean, not maybe not the ultimate, but it's very much an insult to a Hispanic person who doesn't speak Spanish. So, but yeah. So, anyways, that's crazy that I've heard that many times though, and that's something that I was wondering because we're gonna do a podcast. Me and another guy are gonna do a podcast about it later. There's another guy. If you watch the podcast, I do it with him all the time. His name's Mr. Hill. He's a black guy who we kind of talk about this stuff, kind of like he talks about his experience of being black. But one of the things that I just learned that the kids are saying, I don't know if you've heard this term, it's called code switching. Have you heard of code?
Yes.
You know what that
I just learned about that like this year.
Me too. Yeah.
I've been doing it my whole life. I had no idea.
So, and the main thing I see with code switching is supposed to be when someone speaking to, like, let's say someone's speaking to you and they're like let's say you see me out there. You see me and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? To someone else. And then I come to you, what's up, brother? How you doing, cuz? You know what I mean? Like all that shit.
Yeah.
That's mainly someone towards a black guy. But my black friend was saying how that's been a thing between black people for many years. It's called fronting. When someone acts white and then turns around and turns hood, gets all gets all regular, would you call it? And then when they turn around and go into certain situations, they're like super white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he told me that black, within the black community, there's been a word called fronting, which I've heard that, but I didn't know that's what it meant. But code switching, I was trying to explain, is mainly when it comes to a white person or someone else talking to a black person. And there's a really good example of this. Have you know Quentin Tarantino, right?
Yes.
Have you seen that interview with him on BET? He's talking. He has like Sam Jackson on one side of him, Jamie Foxx on the other. I forget that girl's name. That very beautiful girl who's in Django Unchained. Washington. In Washington.
Yeah, Kerry Washington. Yeah.
So she's there.
I've never seen that one.
But Quentin Tarantino is talking like an idiot. He's like, oh yeah, brother, and he's like, dude, it's so fucking embarrassing. It's just embarrassing.
Like, you're trying too hard here, bro. Just stick to directing.
It's crazy, and no one's stopping it. What can you say, really? What can you really say? Like, hey, bro, stop. What do you say? Stop talking like that. I don't know.
What are you doing? Yeah,
dude,
it's like when controversial topic here. It's like when I hear people who aren't black use the N-word. Now, it never bothered me. I always laugh for real because it's like, you love our culture so much. But I concluded, my controversial opinion, we have no rights to the word because we sell the word. We sell the word. It's in our music. It's in our culture. It's in everything. The music and the culture is accessible to everybody. So if I'm saying that all the time in my music, and then this person buys my album, and then they start saying it, I sold it to them. That's my theory. Now, I refuse to sit here and believe that people who are non-black, once again, hear me out, are not aware that, hey, that's not your word. You know the connotation by the word, you know what it means, you know what it represents, and you're not that. You know that. But then their argument is like, well, you guys say it, why can't I say it? You're right, why can't you say it? But I guarantee you, where you've heard that word, the music videos you've seen, I bet you won't go to that area and say the word.
And
you won't.
And that's my point that people don't get, is that if you could, oh yeah, why can't I say it? Right? That's the argument. And yeah, okay, you can say anything you want to, but there are consequences to saying something, to action. So if you think you're so confident to say it, be careful who you say it around, because you might say it wrong, the wrong person one day, and then you're going to really understand why you shouldn't say it. I mean, in my opinion, because there's a situation at that Dominos I was in where So when we deliver, you come to the back, right? And the back is like that bar.
Yeah, we're talking about La Mesa. Yeah.
I'm talking about the San Carlos one or the Fletcher one, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called? I forgot the name of it. What's
It's
that?
called Navajo. It's a Navajo Road. Yeah,
That's the one. So there's this dude. I don't know if he's still there, and I'm gonna cut his name out. But this guy, one time we're all out there, and what happens is in that back corner, like kind of by the street, there's like this ledge, and there's these 3 like homeless black dudes that would sit there all the time, right? And constantly I'd see them. And at first I was like, who the fuck are these guys? But after a while, it's like, okay, they're here, like they don't bother nobody, they're cool, they're whatever, I just leave them alone. But one night we're out there and he's out there smoking with all these white dudes, and I'm out there smoking with them, and it's me and a bunch of white dudes, and this fool calls this other white dude the N-word. And first thing I do is look at that corner. Like, are those fools there? Because if they're there, like, that's fucking hella disrespectful, and they might come back and come over here. Like, what the fuck? That was my first reaction. And then they're all laughing about it. And then he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I meant it as, like, he's stupid, not as the actual word. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, like, then use the fucking word. Don't use that word. Use the word you meant to use.
And you know that's not you're like, what you're doing.
And
like,
all those guys were like, I don't care. I use it all the time. I instantly was like, where the fuck am I? I turned around and went inside. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be out here looking like these motherfuckers. Like, I'm standing with them. Like, if those guys were in that corner, like, I have to work here. Like they're gonna see me next time, and they're gonna be like, he's one of them. You know what I mean? And that's where it fucked me up. And that's another thing that goes against me because they think I'm white, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah. No, dude, I hate that word. I hate when people say it. I hate it. Like, I rap. I love rap music. I rap all the time. I change the word. I don't even fucking say. I skip the word. Like, I don't even say the word. It's just not even like
replace it with my JJ's. Just replace the word during day.
No, man. I literally it's crazy how natural it is for me to like change the word. Like, if I know a whole song and I'll rap it, it's natural for me to just switch it over.
Yeah,
which is weird.
I'm getting better. My oldest, who I love to death. That's my world. She sometimes does things. You get it. Toddlers don't make any sense. They don't make any sense. And I'll be honest, I've had some questionable parenting situations where she did something and I was like, I'm not going to say the word, but my face says it. What are you doing? Like it's, and then she'll repeat what I say. She's a little parrot. So she's at grandma's house. And then she said it at grandma's, my black Southern Christian old school church, big hat wearing grandma.
What did she say?
You're killing me. She said, all right. She said, like, don't do that, nigga. She said that because I guess grandma told her not to do something. And then, like, don't do that, nigga. Like, don't say that. Like, that's what dad says. Like, yes, I do.
Hey,
I was wrong.
Bro, we're gonna have dinner, bro. We have some similar stories.
Like, I'm sorry. I will do better. Like, I will. No, man, that's
not with the N-word, but I have some similar stories where I say some shit where I didn't mean for anyone to hear it. And then, like, my kids at school and they look, I'm the asshole now. No, I'm the asshole because, like, one of the things, my favorite word with my son, which is not good, is butthole. So I'll be like, I'll use butthole, like, and I don't know what it is about the word butthole, but like butt is okay. But when you put hole at the end of it, all of a sudden it turns into this nasty fucking word.
It just opens it up.
And when a kid's saying it, oh my gosh, supposedly it's like the end of the fucking world, dude. It's like, bro, it's a body part, but it's literally like he loves.
You want me to say anus instead, brother?
Yeah. But that's crazy. That's so crazy. That I can see that where it's like it's a reflection of you as a parent, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but it's like, dude, it's a learning situation because it sucks. But yeah, dude, that fucking sucks. That's crazy.
We're just bad parents. We're terrible. We suck.
I feel that way. I do feel that way sometimes. And it's like, dude, because like I try so hard to raise my kid because I had I'm not saying I was raised the worst way. There's a lot of things I just didn't agree with, like a lot of things my dad would do and my mom. But so I'm trying to go against that and like clear that and do something new with the kid. But I feel like the more I'm trying to get away from like what my parents did and do something new, I'm gonna fuck him up in another way, and he's gonna be like trying to change what I did. And you know what I mean?
You know, man, like, so I didn't really have the best relationship with my father till I forgave him when I was 19. My dad was one of those dads where he was there, but he wasn't there. And my mom, you know, she was working. She would pick me up from school. She would come home, and then she would make the house because, unfortunately, my dad didn't really help. He was out hustling, out making money, you know, providing. He always provided. Like I said, he was there financially, just wasn't there. Hey, can I have a hug? Hey, son, I'm proud of you. I love you. And then he would come home late. And then him and my mom would dip off, and I would be left to my own devices. As an adult, I understand what's going on because, you know, the hierarchy of life, a lot of people disagree. It goes God. Well, I'm speaking for men. It goes God, wife, kids. So, hey, I'm a pretty self-sufficient kid. I know how to make Pop-Tarts. I can make my own food. Mom gave me dinner. Cool. I'm going to eat. You and dad are going to go off and do whatever you and adults go do. I'm going to be by myself. I was a latchkey kid. So I say all that because when I had Olivia, my oldest, a lot of healing happened. A lot of unresolved traumas. I had no idea. And my mom and I had a very adult conversation. My mom and I are like this. That's my best friend. Like other than my wife, that's my best friend in the entire world. And we had like a legit adult conversation about what life was like for us. And that's when she told me, like, I can't tell you or count on one hand how many times your dad helped me with baths, with anything with you. You've done more for your daughter than your father did for you. And I don't hold that against my dad. I love my dad. I forgave my dad. We're cool. But this is the reality. So I was a latchkey kid. I was raised tough. I had to kind of fend for myself, figure out my own emotional problems, find God on my own. And one day I blew out my knee. I was a competitive fighter for a while. I blew out my knee. So I'm a stay-at-home dad. So not only am I a stay-at-home dad, not making the money that I used to make, I'm no longer training, I'm not fighting, I have no purpose, no direction. Now I'm a stay-at-home dad and I feel like nothing, right? I'm in my own head. So one day, I don't know what it was, but I was changing Olivia's diaper and she was just crying. It was just a rough day. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. This was a two-part story. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I see her and she just reaches for me as I'm trying to like change her. And in that moment, the Lord revealed that she doesn't care about who I am, what I've done, what I'm trying to accomplish. She just wants you right now, who you are. You are Paul. You are her father. She loves you. She wants you now. Waterworks. Because like, oh, wow, this is what love is. This is what it means to be valued. Nothing else matters. I am something. I am something to this person. And then the part two, I don't know if this was the same week, same month, but Olivia hit her head or something happened. And I remember whenever I got hurt, my brother, like, you know, hey, put your hands up, be tough. My mom, you know, didn't really know how to regulate my emotions at times. At times, she did the best she could. I had to really fend for myself. She would just hug me while I was just frustrated and mad. So I told my daughter, like, hey, put your hands up. You got to be tough. Life is going to be tough. And she said, Dad, no. And she grabbed my fist and she just rubbed her face on it. Mm. And when she did that, the Lord showed me like, hey, you're breaking curses. You are being the present loving person that you needed at that moment. You had to fight. You had no choice but to fight. You're giving her a choice not to.
Yeah.
And that was I've been sober for 7 years. I've been competing, and I'm healing. I'm starting to lose weight, but that day was the start of the real healing in my life. Like deep issues I had that I didn't realize. Going to therapy, admitting that there's a problem, admitting that, hey, I'm not good enough. I have shortcomings. I need help. I don't need to be this tough person. I'm a human. I'm hurting. I'm broken. I need help. And the Lord used my daughter and that little thing to show me that it's okay. You know?
It's cool.
Oh man. Oh my God.
That's really cool. There we go.
Oh boy. Oh, God is good.
Yeah. Final stretch, man. Final stretch.
Sorry, yeah, man. I'm rambling. I've enjoyed my
you're
time.
great. You're great. This is awesome. This is great. I wish I had more time, but that's amazing. That's an amazing story. So let me ask you this. You talk a lot about faith. You talk a lot about your journey with faith, and so what was you are now an ordained minister?
Yeah.
And how the road to become that? Like, what made you want to do that? How did that happen?
Very uneventful. My buddy, a good friend of mine, was getting married, and he wanted me to officiate his wedding. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. Because I mean, everyone knows I love the Lord. I got my thing going. But I was like, all right, yeah, let's make this official for sure. I go to a website, I think it's called lifechurch.org or something. I get ordained in like 20 minutes. So like, got to pay $100-some, get ordained, boom. And anybody can get ordained here. You could be a Christian, you could be a Buddhist, you could be a devil worshiper, you could be ordained, whatever you want to be. So I am I'm a legit ordained minister in the state of California. I can marry people. I've married a couple in a Target parking lot. Like, I can do it. Like, that's like a piece of paper, like, oh yeah, I now pronounce you man and wife. Hey, have a good day. That's how it started. But I took it serious. I have a legit mentor. I'm going to be, I guess you could say, ordained through their organization here this year, actually. So yeah, becoming ordained was very uneventful, but the journey of just remove the title, remove everything, remove all of that, being a man of God, that journey, it first started when I was 11. I was sent to a hospital. I was having mental issues, and they put me in this room, and I didn't have any weapons or a shoestring or nothing, or I would have ended it right there. Like, it would have been over. And there was this padded seat, and my parents and my aunt came in to see me because it was visiting day, and they left, and I'm in this room by myself with no weapons. Can't do nothing. So I was like, let's give this praying thing a try. And I got on my knees. And I just started talking to God. I just started talking to him. It wasn't even a traditional prayer. It was like, hey, God, how's it going? I'm pissed off. I hate everything. You helped all these other people in the Bible. You helped Moses. You helped Job. How about you help me too? Because you said that you don't lie, and you said you're the sovereign power. So I'm coming to you. Do something. That was the basis of that prayer. And I remember the counselors or the help came in, and I just told them, hey, just give me 5 more minutes. And I just left it all to God. And that started the relationship that I have, that I have, and over the years, and much praying, much fasting, much crying, much work. It led me to July 4th, 2018, the last time I was high. And I had a fight coming up, my first fight. I was 185 pounds. I had to lose 30 pounds in 2.5 months. And my dad called me. It's funny, I was full circle. My dad called me. No, that's a lie. I called him, and I was just stoned out of my mind. And he just asked me, like, son, why do you do this? And ugly crying. So I'm like, I don't understand it. Everything just sucks. I'm just nasty. I get off the phone. I watch a video about this guy's experience. He went through, like, he was sent to hell. I got scared. I'm over here watching a video about hell, super blitzed. I go right out here to where my smoking corner. I grab my bong, I grab my weed, I grab everything, and I take it to the dumpster and I throw it away. And I remember when I threw it away, I was just crying because I'm throwing away my coping. I'm throwing away my love. I'm throwing away the only thing I really look forward to. All right, Lord, I'm all in. I need to lose this weight. I need to fast. I'm all in. And I remember God said clear as day, stand fast in me and I'll make you whole. And I've never, brother, when I tell you starvation, when I tell you I had a heat stroke trying to lose all this weight in the sauna, killing myself. I went pee and my pee was brown, but it was a purging. It was the Lord was purging everything that I thought I was to make me into the effective man of God that I am now. That had to happen. I had to be purged. I had to almost die. I had to have that little stroke. I had to experience that pain. I had to be broken, because if it had not been for the Lord on my side, I wouldn't be able to do what I do now. So that is the foundation of this little title known as minister. You take away that title, I'm just a man of God. And I just love the Lord. And I just want people, when people look at me, I want people to see, hey, that man loves the Lord. That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. I don't care where the Lord sends me. I don't care what he has for me. As long as I am effectively used by the Lord, then I'll be okay. That's why I'm here. That's why I live. That's my being. I don't care about anything. I just want God to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's all I want. So that's my story. That's my testimony.
Oh, you're an interesting fellow. And you know what? There's a lot I can learn from you. So
I'm just a man. I'm just a man. I'm nobody.
Oh man, I appreciate all the stories, and I didn't mean to stir you up a little bit, but
oh no, man, this is happy tears. When I get off here, I'm about to have a praise and worship session, man. These are happy tears.
Okay.
These are the tears of joy, brother. Like, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, it's because of God I'm where I am. That's why I'm unashamed of the gospel. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, if it cost me my life, like what an amazing ultimate gift to die for your faith. Like, because the Bible says, he who lays down his life for his friend, no greater love. He's talking about Jesus, the ultimate sacrifice. He died for us. To die for our faith, there's nothing greater than that. Nothing.
You're tired of loving with nobody to love. Nobody.
Honey.
thank you.
No, thank you, man. This is good.
Well, I'm gonna
This is good.
have to wrap this up, man. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, man. I can talk a lot, man.
I love it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, and we got to do this again. I hope to do it again in person. That'd be cool if we could schedule that. But if not, then this is gonna have to do. I love it. We should have done this a long time ago.
Hey, man, you know what? God's timing. I had to go through some things. We had to go through some things in order for this to be what it is. And whoever this reaches, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for all of you. Whoever has the ability or the privilege to watch this. Thank you for listening. Black Hoodie Ministries, Paul Hamm. I'm just a man. I'm nobody.
Black Hoodie Ministry, is that a thing you got?
Yeah, that's my thing. That's why I'm wearing a black hoodie. You know, is
that a website? Pump it.
Oh no, it's just a name. I don't have anything.
I thought you were like it was your website or something. I was like, play.
No, not yet, man. I'm just shoot me a follow. I make videos whenever I feel like it, and I try to be the best Christian I can be, and I'm not very good at it. Sometimes I suck a lot.
Where can they follow you?
Thank you for having me.
So
Man, yeah. Instagram, Paul up top, Paul up top, spaces. Paul Hamm on Facebook. I post from time to time. When sometimes I get annoyed with people, so I delete my social media for maybe a couple weeks or a month, and then I come back. But where the ministry is where you are. Shout out to that patient. I don't know the man's name. I wouldn't be able to point him out from Adam, but he said the ministry is where you are. So wherever I am, that's where my ministry is.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you.
Now, thank you, man. I appreciate you, Joey, and I look forward to sharing this, man. And
yeah, I'll let you know when it comes out. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
God bless you, man.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. God bless you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.